We entered 2024 with some uncertainty about the future of the Quest 3, having just come off the high of games like Asgard's Wrath 2 and Arizona Sunshine 2 coming out. A lot of us were wondering where are the big titles. But it seems like in the last month, we've quickly turned around with now some very exciting titles coming to the future, albeit many of them exclusive to the Quest 3. We had already known for a while that Behemoth was coming. Of course, this is a VR game from the same studio that makes games like Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and this is a VR specific game, but we're getting big IPs announced like Metro Awakening, Alien Rogue Incursion, and even a Batman Arkham VR game. These are the types of titles that we really need in VR right now because they have recognition even outside of the space. Where a game like Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners 2 or even Arizona Sunshine 2 are exciting to those of us in the VR realm, they may not pull in people from the outside, but the Metro series or Batman, those get people excited outside of VR. For those of us with Quest 2s, it's not great news that more and more exclusive titles are coming to the Quest 3, but arguments are being made that this will let us actually unlock the power of the Quest 3 in a way that hasn't been done yet. In a surprising turn, articles are showing up showing that Quest 3 actually has better resolving power than the Apple Vision Pro. This meaning that yes, the Apple Vision Pro has much higher pixel density, much more powerful processors, but due to the optics on the Quest 3 and all of the experience behind the software, the actual final picture your eye is seeing in the Quest 3 can be much sharper. In a comparison you can see here, it's clear that the Quest 3 is much sharper, although the screen door effect is still more visible. Although not invisible on the Apple Vision Pro, the screen door effect is much more hidden, especially as it looks like there is a blurring happening before it reaches your eyes to try and hide that screen door effect, but coming at a cost when you look at the smaller fonts in the images. These images were captured by XR display expert Carl Guttag, because if you know out there, if you've ever tried to take through the lens photos, they can be extremely tricky to get in, and especially with headsets that rely on foveated rendering with eye tracking, because if you don't calibrate it ahead of time and you take a picture of the part that the eye tracking wasn't calibrating on, it could look blurrier than it would have to your actual eyes. The last week has at least sported us another major title coming out, with Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 finally dropping on all platforms. This of course being the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, now also in VR, and even in just a day or two since launch, nearly 1,000 ratings, putting this thing at practically a 5-star rating. 93% of the reviews 5-star, 4% 4-star. People saying they've been waiting it, they're finally glad it's here, they're saying you need to just go buy it. And even the 1-star reviews, people going in saying don't read the 1-star reviews, just get the game, using the 1-star reviews to also try and tell you it's great and that you need to just go buy it. It's not very cool for the developer that people are doing that, but this was a highly anticipated game. It's launched at $40. Weirdly, this one might surprise you to hear, but Blade and Sorcery is finally about to release. Now everyone out there's gonna be like, what? This game has been out forever. 5 years now this game has been in early access, and Blade and Sorcery's developer is saying it's in its final stretch towards releasing its 1.0 version. This is bringing a Crystal Hunt story-based mode, and even as it stands now, this is one of the biggest games on Quest, Blade and Sorcery Nomad of course being the Quest version. I've already spent so many hours in this game personally, but I'm pretty excited to go back and check out Crystal Hunt mode and everything else, although this 1.0 update will probably be coming to Steam first. We may not see this for a while on Quest. And although a lot of you in the comments say you're still here for VR, you're not really looking for mixed reality, that side is also expanding. Just a few days ago, Niantic, the developers of Pokemon Go, dropped their new Hello Dot, which is exclusive to the Quest 3, another one actually to add to that list, but it can be downloaded free from App Lab if you want to check this out. This puts a tiny little pet in your hands, and they say this is a mixed reality showcase. This is basically a mixed reality pet simulator, and although it's only been out a few days, 16 ratings puts it near a 5-star. All the reviews are 3-star and above, people saying they loved it when they tried it out, but people saying there is some glitches to it, which is still pretty standard among mixed reality experiences. But it's nice, honestly, to have another example of mixed reality for me to show people. I find that's what I do with mixed reality more often. There's not a lot of games that are compelling me yet, although with other uses for mixed reality, I am finding it more and more useful. The new YouTube VR update actually added an easy mixed reality method, because before, when I've watched YouTube on my headset and want to do it mixed reality, you had to open a browser, watch it through that browser. Now in YouTube VR, you can just choose a menu drop down and choose to have mixed reality with YouTube VR, which makes the possibility of doing your chores and watching videos a little bit simpler if you want to do it on a headset. But another use for mixed reality that there's currently a demo of you can check out called Pencil. It's actually an early demo, and it's currently only available through their Discord server, but this actually has you using mixed reality to draw, but draw in real life at the same time. So it's kind of like tracing, but without having to do it through another piece of paper. There's also some other interesting uses to the app that they show off, where you can have figurines in, and you can move the camera around them and draw them from different angles, showing the potential for artists, if they can bring in their own models in the future, to really be able to utilize something like this for drawing. I do personally feel like mixed reality has more applications in things like this than in games. gaming, but we're still seeing good uses in gaming. Astra is a mixed reality experience that lets you actually transform your living room into a spacecraft with more realistic looking graphics. Although due to the bugs it had in the earliest launch, the reviews are a little rough on it, giving it about 4-star rating with 150 ratings. People updating them saying that now they fixed that issue, it's way better. A lot more of the recent reviews being 5 stars, but a lot of reviews even from a couple weeks ago saying that it wasn't worth the $10 you had to pay. They couldn't even get the game open after paying for it, which is always a quick way to piss people off. But I feel like Astra does give me more excitement actually about the Quest 3 exclusive Starship Homecoming later this year that is also a mixed reality game, albeit much more cartoony, that transforms your home into a starship. Another title on my radar for exciting future of 2024. If you're someone who's finding use for your Quest 3 on PC, there is also updates and improvements coming to that side. And these updates are on both sides, whether you're looking at Steam Link itself or Meta's Quest Link. But on the Steam side, we're seeing improvements for stability, bug fixes, life improvements. As they say, there's going to be better tracking stability, and this in tandem with Meta's updates offering now 120 Hz on the Quest 3, better support for the 4000 series of GPUs. If you're someone that has one of those, I'm still rocking a 30 series myself, but greater battery efficiency, increasing it by about 30%. The battery, of course, being the biggest complaint for anybody if you're using a link cable, because then you can't charge it. But if you're using AirLink, at least there's options like the PSVR S3 Pro battery strap that you can be hot swapping batteries while playing on PC. This actually gets me more personally interested in getting back to playing more on PC, because I've found between the battery life, the link cable issues, I'm mostly playing standalone on the Quest 3. But I'm curious, what out there are you playing? What has got you excited that's coming up this year in gaming? We talked a lot about the other news this week, so if you missed that video, make sure you check that out here while you're here. But thank you once again for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in another reality.